morning, viewers. The topic of today's discussion is Unit 4 Mutual Funds in the subject of Investment Management for 6th semester BBA of Mangalore University. The topic is prepared by Ms. Sandhya Bhandari S, Assistant Professor, Manjunath Pai Memorial Government First Grade College of Professional and Business Management, Karkala, Udupi District. Mutual funds have been gaining a lot of importance in financial services. It has been promoted as an investment vehicle to mobilize the small savings of households to finance infrastructure and nation building. The meaning of mutual fund is a pool of money collected from the investors and is invested according to the stated objectives. So when I say a pool of money, as I mentioned earlier, the savings of households belonging to the lower class, the middle class, all these savings are being collected. When collected, it makes a huge pool of money. And the money so collected under a particular mutual fund scheme is then redirected into the stock markets and other company in securities. And when this money is flowing, there is an objective of investment. Every person, when saving money or making the investment, has an objective. The objective may be in the form of housing, education, vacation, pension, retirement plans, whatever so. So with a stated objective, people make investment. Now let us see the definition of mutual funds. Section 2Q of the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations Act of 1996 defines mutual fund as fund established in the form of a trust to raise monies through the sale of units to the public or a section of the public under one or more schemes for investing in securities, including money market instruments or gold related instruments or real estates. So as per the definition of SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations Act, the first most important element is the fund has to be raised in the form of a trust. There should be an establishment of a trust which will take care of the money collected under the mutual fund scheme through the sale of units. Units are as good as the shares. In the case of equity, in the case of the capital being raised through the issue of equity, we call them as shares. Similarly, in the mutual fund, they are called as units. And it is issued to the general public or a section of the public, which is also known as private placement, through the different schemes. And with the evolution of the mutual fund industry, the market, the definition also has been broader, including the money market instruments, the gold or the gold related instruments, and also the real estate assets. So it's a very most useful investment vehicle, especially meant for the middle class. Some more definitions to be known and understand. Section 2Z defines unit, which means the interest of the unit holders in a scheme, which consists of each unit representing one undivided share in the assets of a scheme. So a share is undivided and we are holding a part of it. That is what an unit means. And unit holder is defined under section 2ZI, meaning a person holding unit in a scheme of a mutual fund. The moment you make your investment in the mutual funds, you are called as unit holders, like the terminology as shareholders when you invest in shares. Let us move on to see how the mutual funds work. The mutual funds begins with the investor. The investor invests his money. As I said earlier, we save a part of our income to meet our future requirements. And when we save a part of our income, definitely we would like to have appreciation, some additional income. So in these savings, we invest our money in the various mutual fund schemes which have been floated by the various mutual fund companies. Each scheme has a person called fund manager. Fund manager is a professional expertise who takes care of the money which has been collected under each of the mutual fund scheme. They are responsible for all the transactions and the money which is collected under the scheme. And then they do redirect the money into the securities, the stock market, the other money market instruments, gold, real estate, and so on. And see, there is capital appreciation, the investors get returns, and the returns are passed on back to the investor. This is how the mutual funds work. Let's see, how did mutual funds start up in India? When did they start? Or in short, it is the history of mutual funds in India. The history of mutual funds in India goes back to 1964, the very first phase. India's first mutual fund was established in 1963, namely Unit Trust of India, at the initiative of the Government of India and Reserve Bank of India, with a view to encouraging saving and investment and participation in the income, profits and gains accruing to the corporation from the acquisition, holding, management and disposal of securities. The history of mutual funds in India can be broadly divided into 5 distinct phases as follows. So the first phase, from 1964 to 1987, the mutual fund industry in India started in 1963 with the formation of UTI in 1963 by an act of Parliament and functioned under the regulatory and administrative control of Reserve Bank of India. In 1978, the UTI was dealing from the RBI, and the Industrial Development Bank of India took over the regulatory and administrative control in place of RBI. Unit Scheme 1964, or in short popularly known as US 64, was the first scheme launched by UTI. And only UTI was reigning throughout the phase from 1964 to 1987. 1987 is the second phase because it gave entry to the public sector mutual funds. The year 1987 marked the entry of public sector mutual funds set up by the public sector banks and Life Insurance Corporation of India and General Insurance Corporation of India. Many public sector banks like the Canara Bank, Punjab National Bank, Indian Bank, Bank of India also followed the suit and established mutual funds. The next phase began in 1993, in which the private sector companies were allowed to start mutual fund business. The Indian securities market gained greater importance with the establishment of SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India, in April 1992 to protect the interests of the investors in securities market and to promote the development of and to regulate the securities market. With the entry of private sector funds in 1993, a new era began in the Indian mutual fund industry, giving the Indian investors a wide choice of mutual fund products. The initial SEBI mutual fund regulations were revised and replaced in 1996 with a comprehensive set of regulations, namely SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations 1996, which is currently applicable. The mutual funds companies increased over the years, with many foreign sponsors setting up mutual funds in India. Also, the mutual fund industry witnessed several mergers and acquisitions during this phase. The next phase began in February 2000 and went on up to April 2014. In February 2003, following the repeal of the Unit Trust of India Act 1963, UTI was bifurcated into two separate entities, namely the Specified Undertaking of the Unit Trust of India and the UTI Mutual Fund, which functions under the SEBI Mutual Fund regulations. With the bifurcation of UTI and several mergers taking place among different private sector funds, the mutual fund industry entered its fourth phase of consolidation. Following the global meltdown in the year 2009, securities market all over the world had tanked, and so was the case in India. Most investors had entered the capital during the peak, had lost money, and their faith in mutual fund products was shaken greatly. The abolition of the entry load by SEBI, coupled with after effects of the global financial crisis, deepened the adverse impact on the Indian mutual fund industry, which struggled to recover and remodel itself for over 2 years in an attempt to maintain its economic viability, which is evident from the sluggish growth in the mutual fund industry asset under management between 2010 to 2013. The current phase which we are is the fifth phase, which begins from May 2014. So taking the cognizance of the lack of penetration of mutual funds, especially in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, and the need for greater alignment of the interests of various stakeholders, SEBI introduced several progressive measures in September 2012 to re-energize the Indian mutual fund industry and increase mutual funds penetration. In due course, the measures did succeed in reversing the negative trend that had set in after the global meltdown and improved significantly after the new government was formed at the center. Since May 2014, the industry has witnessed steady inflows and increase in the asset under management as well as the number of investor folios, that is to mean accounts. So here is the chart indicating the flow of money, especially in the end of the fourth phase and the beginning of the fifth phase. And in trillion rupees, the Indian mutual fund industry is at 15.63 trillion rupees. Parties to a mutual fund. Forming a mutual fund business is not an easy affair. You require 4 parties to altogether run the mutual fund business. Initiation has to be taken up by the sponsor who promotes the company, and trust has to be established under the Indian Trust Act, and then forms the asset management company, which otherwise we call as a mutual fund house, and then all the mutual fund schemes are being floated through this asset management company. Agreement with the custodian is required in order to keep the accountability of all the units that have been issued under the various schemes floated by the asset management company. So let us see what are the conditions, what are each party supposed to do, and as specified under the SEBI regulation 1996 for mutual funds. So the first party is sponsor. So the sponsor has been defined as any person who, acting alone or in combination with another body corporate, establishes a mutual fund. This definition has been provided under section 2 subsection X for sponsor. So a sponsor can be any person. There is no such that is a restriction, but there are some conditions to be followed. So the sponsor should have a sound track and general reputation of fairness and integrity in all his business transactions. The second condition, the sponsor must have been in business of financial services at least for 5 years. So the point to be noted is that financial service business has to be the core business. The net worth is positive in all the immediate preceding 5 years. So that is to mean, net worth is to mean capital plus the free reserves of the company, and in any year it shouldn't have been, that is, negative. The net worth in the immediately preceding year is more than the capital contribution of the sponsor in the asset management company. Do remember the point that sponsor is the promoter of the mutual fund company, and that is why this condition has been laid down, that the net worth is more than the capital which will be contributed by the sponsor to the mutual fund company. The sponsor has profits in 3 out of the immediate preceding 5 years, including the 5th year. So last 5 years. So if I take, for instance, the last 5 years, 2019, 18, 17, 16 and 15. So consecutively for the 5 years, and out of the 5 years, for 3 years there should be a profit. The sponsor has contributed at least 40% to the net worth of the asset management company. So the mutual fund company house, which receives its capital from the sponsor, has to receive at least 40% from the sponsor or the promoter. The sponsor or its directors must not be guilty of the fraud or must have not been involved in any illegal activities. Sponsor has to also appoint trustees to act in accordance with the provisions of the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations of 1996. Also, the sponsor has to appoint the asset management company to manage the mutual fund and operate the scheme of such funds in accordance with the provisions of these regulations. Appointment of custodian in order to keep the custody of the securities, or as good as to keep the record of the units which have been issued. The next party are the trustees. It is based on trust that the money is being handed over to an outsider who manages it and promises to give some return along with the principal. So now let us see what are the duties and the requirements for a person to be called a trustee in the mutual fund business. A mutual fund shall be constituted in the form of a trust, and it must be registered under the provisions of the Indian Registration Act of 1908. A mutual fund shall appoint trustees in accordance with these regulations. The trustee is a person of ability, integrity, and standing, and he has not been found guilty of moral turpitude. That is to mean he has not engaged in any immoral acts and has not been convicted of any economic offense or violation of any security laws. Further, the asset management company and directors cannot be appointed as a trustee of any other mutual fund. So if I am a trustee of some X Limited mutual fund company, I cannot be a trustee of again another Y mutual fund company. Further, the trustee himself cannot be appointed as a trustee of any other mutual fund. So they have to be restricted to only one mutual fund company. 2/3 of the trustees shall be independent persons and shall not be associated with the sponsors or be associated with them in any manner whatsoever. This is to avoid the conflict of interest and some other insider activities which can happen. in order to avoid it, this clause has been laid down where 2/3 of the trustees are independent person and are nowhere related to the promoters. Trustees shall be appointed only on the approval of the board. Further, the asset management company, the main character or the main pivotal role which is taken up by the mutual fund. The mutual fund company, the various schemes are being floated, the money flows in and has been redirected to the securities market. All the business take place in asset management company. So let us see what are the conditions that have been laid down for the asset management companies under the SEBI regulations of mutual fund 1996. The directors of the asset management company are persons having adequate professional experience in finance and financial services related field and not found guilty of moral turpitude or convicted of any economic offense or violation of any security laws. 50% of the directors are independent and not associated with the sponsor and trustees. The chairman of the asset management company is not a trustee of any mutual fund. The asset management company must have a minimum of 50 crores of net worth. The appointment of a director of an asset management company shall be made with prior approval of the trustees. The last party to the mutual fund business, custodian. So custodian is a person who takes care of the units which have been issued by the asset management company. So a person who has been granted a certificate of registration to carry on the business of custodian of securities under the Securities and Exchange Board of India, Custodian of Securities Regulations 1996. This is the condition which has to be followed for a person to be appointed as custodian. The mutual fund shall appoint a custodian to carry out the custodial services for the schemes of the fund and send intimation of the same to the board within 15 days of the appointment of the custodian. So this is to be informed to the trustees and the sponsor. The next most important topic. When we make an investment, so what is the value? How are we going to assess what is the value for the money we have invested? Or what is the status? Whether we have made any gains, whether there is any increment, all these things are of our curiosity. And how do we assess is that we try to understand what is the NAV. NAV is net asset value of mutual fund. Like in the case of equity shares, we have market value of equity shares. Net asset value is also the market value of a mutual fund unit. And it is calculated as given in the equation where net asset value is equal to market value of investment plus current assets plus other assets plus accrued income minus other liabilities and minus accrued expenses of the respective mutual fund scheme. So this is how the market value of the mutual fund unit is being assessed and disclosed.